Today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Glenn's Retro Show Tron Joystick and its expansion kit for the AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet. I'm going to show you how to install this joystick and give you my thoughts and opinions on how the joystick improves the gameplay. All this and more coming up right after this. So let's go ahead and open these up and show you what you're getting and what you need to get to install this joystick on the AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet. First things first, you need the initial kit available on Amazon. Both kits are available on Amazon. I'll put links down in the video description box below. But inside the initial kit, you will find instruction manual, of course. Very handy, very needed. The joystick itself has the trigger button with a micro switch, as well as wiring to connect the controller to a USB encoder and a power source to light up the joystick. Yes, that's right, this joystick is illuminated with beautiful LEDs that make this glow a very bright, very pretty Tron-esque blue. You will also get a Tron decal sticker here that goes on the back of the joystick, fits in there perfectly, and then you will have the housing for the joystick itself, to where you have the micro switches inside that maintain and control the movement of the joystick, as well as the pinout to connect the joystick controller to the USB encoder. You will also get two joystick gates, one that is circular and one that is almost kind of like a Celtic cross, but these can be swapped out on the bottom if you don't like the pure round gate that is on it, so that's very cool that is included. And then inside this mess of wires is the necessary wiring if you were going to hook this up and say do an arcade 1-up mod and make a dedicated Tron cabinet, or if you're building a main cabinet and you want to include this. These are the wiring and the USB encoder that you would need to get this fully functioning for that. However, for the AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet specifically, all this is nice, but honestly, all we need is this bottom part of the joystick mount. So the rest of the stuff we are going to set to the side, because we actually don't need it for this install. We just need the joystick handle itself and the bottom of this. And actually, you don't even need this. You can set this aside, because the second kit that is specific for the Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet comes with a joystick handle as well. So inside this kit, you will have a joystick handle. Again, this is identical to the one on the first kit, so don't worry about, if you somehow lost, damaged, or broke one of these. You've got the Tron joystick handle, again, micro switch buttons. Then you will have a wiring harness. Now this wiring harness is specific for the AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet, because this allows us to daisy chain and connect to the existing buttons and wiring underneath the control panel without having to do any kind of splicing, soldering, or anything like that. It's essentially plug and play. So this is going to come in handy. And then we also have a swappable joystick top with a red ball top on it. Now, why, you ask? Well, you enjoy Tron, but you don't want your AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet dedicated solely 24/7 for just a Tron joystick. Well, Glenn's got you covered, because you can unplug these wires very quickly, slide this joystick in, and then all of a sudden your Tron joystick is now back to being a regular joystick. So this is a very neat idea, and I really like that that is included. Again, both of these joysticks plug into the base. They just come in there, come out, very simple. Again, you will get another decal for the back of the Tron joystick, and you will all get 4 screws. Now these screws are important because we're going to be removing the existing joystick from the AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet and putting in this new joystick and new joystick base. However, the existing screws for the Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet that hold down the OEM joysticks, well, they're not going to work when we install this, because they're not going to be long enough. So these extended screws are going to be what we're going to be using to install that. So let's clear this table off, and I'll show you just how easy it is to swap in and install this and replace your existing AtGames Legends Ultimate Arcade Player 1 joystick. So obviously the first thing you need to do is disconnect your control panel. You need to make sure you disconnect all the wires here that go to the back of the control panel. This way you can lift and take off your control panel and set it aside so we can work on it. So first thing we need to do is remove the backing board that is on the underside of the control panel. Unscrewing the screws there, it pops that panel off, and then you expose the control panel and the guts inside. Now, the first thing we need to do is start to remove this OEM joystick for the player one side. Now mine might look slightly different than yours, and that's mainly just because I've swapped the restrictor gate and I put on an octagonal one, but regardless, this is still the OEM joystick that you will find, but it is held down by 4 Phillips screws. Once we remove those, we'll be able to pop off this joystick and go ahead and disconnect it. You will also need to obviously disconnect this connector pin right here. It just pops on and off, so very simple. And for those that are not already aware, you can easily switch out the ball top with a bat top and vice versa, but you will need to take off the topper on your existing joystick. So just put a flathead screwdriver into this bottom screw right here, hold it in place as you unscrew either your ball or your bat top on these stock joysticks. Alright, so we have the stock joystick removed from the Legends Ultimate control deck, and now we're going to take our new base that we got in our Tron Joystick upgrade kit for the Legends Ultimate arcade cabinet. And one thing specifically we need to do is, first things first, you'll notice there are 2 plastic zip ties on the base of this. You're going to go ahead and cut those off because we don't need those, and then we need to pop off this top panel. It's just held in place. Take that off, and then we need to rotate this ring inside. Reason for that is when the joystick is installed into this base, the way it's set up from the factory is that your joystick will be facing sideways as opposed to facing the screen, which is the desired result we want. We want the joystick to be pointed towards the screen. We don't want it to be facing away left or right. So we need to rotate this in order to correct that issue before we install the joystick. All right, now that we have corrected the bracket issue, we're going to reinstall our base, making sure our pinout is facing towards the player, and it's going to go in over the existing holes of the original Legends Ultimate joystick. Don't have to drill new holes or anything like that. They line up perfectly, but you will have to make sure you use the included screws that come specifically with this Tron joystick upgrade for the Legends Ultimate arcade cabinet. Alright, I've got the joystick inside test fitted, everything's good to go there, and now I'm going to show you how to wire up this mess of wires that came with your Tron joystick upgrade kit. Now the red and the black wires, specifically this will be your 5-volt power source to light up the beautiful blue LEDs inside the Tron joystick itself. And the white and blue wires, these will be our daisy chain connection to our B button for our trigger. Set those aside right now. Now this may look scary to you, but guys, don't worry, it's very simple. Everything is going to be plug and play. The existing wires and the wires that came in the upgrade kit all have connectors, so it's essentially just plug and play. And all we're really doing is daisy chaining existing connections, so there's no need to splice or cut anything. This is as easy to install and reverse as it possibly could be. So first things first, we're going to find our end that comes out of the joystick, our red and black end, and we're going to find a receiving end connection, one of the fat ones, and we're going to plug it in. And now we have our connection. And now I need to find the existing 5-volt power source here on the main board, and you'll have to unplug this, and most of these will probably be super glued a little bit, so you may have to take a flathead screwdriver to them to get them to release. But once I've got it disconnected, I'm going to take my second connector and I'm going to plug it in there. And now that leaves me with one remaining connector, and I'm going to plug it back in to where the original spot is on the main board. And there we go. So now we will have LED power for our joystick. Alright, next up for the B button, we're going to take our existing white and blue coming out of the bottom of the joystick. We're going to find our receiving end connection. We're going to plug those two in. Nice and snug, good. So now on the other end, you'll notice we have some spades as well as some quick connects. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to disconnect our B button. So make sure you look on the top side of your control panel and look at which one your B button is, but I'm going to disconnect these quick connects on the B button. So once you have your quick connects disconnected from the micro switch here, you're going to find the two ends that have the spade connectors, and you're going to plug each one in respectively to the disconnects that you just removed from the micro switch. There we go. Spade connector in there. Now that we have those connected, we're going to find the new ends of our quick connects and we're going to apply them to our B button micro switch. One. And get it on there. The second one. And of course, last but not least, we need to reconnect our joystick harness. And there we go. All right, it's time for the moment of truth. Let's power this on and find out if everything works. Lo and behold, we have a beautiful blue glow. Let's go ahead and start up a game real quick and just make sure it works, but overall, it looks pretty. So after playing with this for the last couple hours, I gotta say I'm really impressed with it overall, and I really enjoyed the gameplay experience that this provides. The fact that it's relatively affordable and the fact that it's so easy to install. Like I said, everything's plug and play. You don't have to cut, splice, or do anything like that. You simply unscrew a couple of screws, re-screw them down, install the new joystick, and then plug in the wires. It's very simple, very easy to do, very easy to swap out the joysticks as well, because if you don't like the look or you don't want a Tron dedicated joystick at all times and you get tired of it and you want to go back to a regular joystick, the fact that this kit comes with one is very cool. All you need to do, disconnect the wires underneath, push down on the joystick, turn it 90 degrees, and that'll unlock it and you'll pull it out. And then you can drop in this bad boy, push it down, turn it 90 degrees, and then you're back to having a dedicated joystick for all your arcade gaming needs. Speaking of arcade gaming needs, the fact that this joystick kind of doubles as a flight joystick is even better. Games like Afterburner play exceptionally well having that dedicated trigger finger on the B button of the joystick, and the fact that we didn't have to splice and really ruin any of the existing connections on our Legends Ultimate arcade cabinet are really appealing. The fact that the trigger button works on the joystick and the B button still work on the control panel is very, very cool. And the fact that you can easily go to the menus and select this while you have the Tron joystick installed make it all the more better. Guys, I highly recommend you check this out if you're a Tron enthusiast or if you're looking to add something unique to your Legends Ultimate arcade cabinet. Again, these products can be found on Amazon and I highly recommend them. And that does it for this unboxing and review. Guys, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. Also, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know every time I upload more great content like this. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.